then I would use the opportunity, please.
Wonderful. Bettina.
Hi.
Hi. Mm.
Just to speak a bit because it's going around. I'm loud enough. Can you hear me? I'm loud
Yes.
enough? Yeah. Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
I'm just.
This morning I woke up at 5 o'clock and the mind starts to think a lot. And at the moment we're sitting here, there was this, oh, I couldn't find the connection. I couldn't find the connection. I tried and I always lose it and something like that. And I really tried. I breathe. I feel my body, but the mind is taking over all the time.
Mm. Let it.
Yeah, sadness coming.
Yeah, see, there it is. There it is. That's the dropping in. Mm. Mm. Just let it. I mean, it's so beautiful how you described it all, how you shared, because it shows so clearly that there's no control in a way of, if the mind tries to control the mind, you know, I'm trying, I've tried everything, I've tried breathing, I've tried. So that is kind of the mind coming up with solutions for stopping it to do what it's doing. Does not work. Never, never has worked once. And then the moment you just let it, oh.
It's also happened that to try to let it.
See, but it's interesting that you see the moment there's a trying, it is still the mind. It is still the mind. Yeah. Maybe that's just good to recognize that. That's the mind that is trying.
Yeah, the opportunity, there's nothing to do, wasn't available. It was also just a thought perhaps, but not really this sinking in and resting and leaning back. Wasn't possible.
Wasn't possible. Yeah.
Now it is.
Now it is. Now it is. Yeah. breathing is possible right now. Smiling. So nice to feel how the whole system slowly, slowly calms down.
It's like focusing. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Everything is breathe in.
Yes.
That's what I'm able.
Far out.
There's a saying that's not enough. We have to do more. Always the same from different
Always the same.
directions.
If possible, I mean, you know, I've been doing that, if I don't know, at some point on the journey, consciously, I would not believe anything the mind would say. Consciously, I would, no, I don't believe that. And because there's been also a knowing that it's not true. So, I mean, that's of course something you have to explore for yourself. But here it was just so clear. It's absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Life doesn't work like that. Or does it? It's
No,
like,
no.
no. So it's so clear
Life doesn't work like this,
that it's,
but the people work like this.
yeah, let's have a look what people are.
Yeah.
Kind of manifested thought forms, huh?
Yes, yes, yes.
In a way.
Yes.
Yes, that function habitually and yeah, a bit crazy and yeah, all of us, like, gosh, look at least our, I mean, I call it civilization culture. Because there are also other cultures that are a bit more sane. It's more, there's a sense of connection with some other cultures, and, well, it's just being in a way. We know that too, at least there's a knowing of if it's true that it's still around, we don't really know if we haven't experienced it. But in me, there is such a clear knowing of that. So this, where our systems find ourselves, is pretty crazy, isn't it?
It is.
My God, it's unhealthy. It's so unhealthy. I mean, it's just couldn't be more unhealthy. I mean, also advanced in a certain way. I mean, look at all the luxury in a way that's there. There's always a full fridge and running water and a house. And I mean, lots of things. Driving cars and all that stuff is amazing. But at the same time, there is this craziness where it talks to itself constantly. To I don't know how many beings in this being. It's like all these conversations that one has internally and then externally. So if that is believed for being real, yeah, then you end up in that culture that we end up in, no? So it was very, very important for me along the way to explore and investigate into if that is what that's not the essence of this here. That's not the essence. Man, the essence. Let's talk about the essence, Bettina. What's the essence of these beings? Exactly. There it shows. That shows. Yeah. That shows. Gosh, it's the most exquisite, purest, clearest expression of love, light, peace, clarity, flow. Oh, yeah. So let's focus on that. And I know the curtains are really tight and hard and fixed, but it's time. I think it's really time to just really see the essence, of who and what we are, and live it, even if it's just one moment a day that we remember. Oh my God, we just could remember one moment a day. And let's focus on that rather than the insanity, the madness. So mad, so crazy. So anyway, when I went about that, and it was strong, thought forms would come and things I had never heard before. And yeah, I mean, it's funny, it's not as, there was just something that said no to it. That no, it's enough. It's enough. That's not true. It's not true. Whatever it is saying, it's not true. It's not true. There is something here that is so, yeah, pure. It's kind of, it's so fine. It's so pure. It's so real. It's so exquisite. I love to nurture that. Yeah. Yeah. Because we know when that shines through, gosh, how everything appears, how we are with each other, how everything changes all of a sudden. Everything changes. It's like all the chemicals that go through the system change. Everything looks different. There is, I mean, just that, yeah, beauty appears in everything. All of a sudden you see it, you smell it, you taste it, every sense perceives it in a different way. Not making a big deal, just bathing in the knowing of that essence that we are. And the other stuff, gosh, let's leave it alone already. It's time. Yeah, we remind each other. I guess that's all we can do. Again
Thank you.
and
Thank you
again.
for that. That's why I'm coming again and again.
Yeah. Me too. That's also why I'm coming. Yeah. Mm. So, maybe it is interesting to you, when these thoughts come and try to take over, just to see if it's really true. Or you can do the Byron Katie work with it,
It's
because
too
it's
complicated. I think of you, it's better.
okay, cool. I mean, I was just, if it's true, okay, if that's easier,
Yes,
think of
this
me.
question is a good question.
It's a question. I mean, somehow it's all in this consciousness or in this realm, but I also can see how there is a possibility to step out of these tight boxes. And it's not in the realm of will, or
No.
it's more in the realm of seeing, really, really clearly seeing. Like right now, there is a clear seeing.
Yes, and it's
And
like
for the
with your help, you spoke, and it was like a just a bit turn the focus, and then it's another
yes,
one. It's a little bit of,
yes,
oh, the world is so bad, and oh, there is what nice, something is nice. A little bit, but
yes,
yeah,
yes, I get it. Yeah,
it's
it's
the small
exactly like,
things. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like that. And, that is why we are here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Gesundheit.
It's true.
Yeah, it is true. Oh, it's so beautiful. I can feel it comes out of your whole being when you say, yes, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. Mm. All the other stuff is, I mean, I don't know how this confusion came into life. I have no clue. It must have been there since a long, long time, because people have been crazy since a long, long, long time. Oh my gosh, if you look back in history, everywhere in a certain way. And it seems there have also always been some cultures that evolved a little bit differently.
Yes, with a
Kind
little
of
other view.
a little other view, yes. So, and we know it. We know it. Yeah. And it seems it's the time for a shift again. Lots of people talk about that. So, when there's a shift, there's always struggle between the old and the new. So the old
Yes,
is pulling and holding us back, but the
new
new
is
is,
coming
yeah,
every Saturday when it's possible.
it's sprouting.
Yeah,
Yeah, little flowers already.
yeah,
Yes, little daisies and dandelion and yeah. Mm. The essence that we are. That's where we have to focus. Whenever it is possible. Shifts everything.
Something in my throat.
Mm.
Now we have a few more. Thank you, Meike.
Oh. Mm.
Thank you all.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Eva.
I'm really now, I think life brings me to a point that I really, which is of course like I think a gift that I really have to do what we practiced also, like just,
Yeah.
nothing like because so many thoughts, especially at night and
Yeah.
just, yeah, like not going with it and just feeling, yeah, like being with myself or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really good in a way because it really is, it's also very strong and intense and but in a good way.
Oh, glad to hear. I'm very glad to hear because I know intense it can be. You know?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. 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 And here also, you know, like Bettina and I just spoke, if possible, don't believe any thought if it speaks against itself. Yeah.
If it
Don't
speaks
believe.
against itself.
Yeah, you know, when thoughts say something about yourself.
Well,
And
they
this,
say something about everything.
yeah, I know, I know, I know. Oh, you know, sometimes it's okay. You know, sometimes it's not so, you know, you don't mind. But when it
Yeah.
speaks about itself, you know, in such a bad way, I know they talk about anything.
It talks about, well, now of course it's always something else, but now with me
Oh,
very strong is about with the next situation and stuff, and but I guess it's always, you know,
yeah,
something.
it's always something. Yes. That is so good to know.
Yeah, and it's
So,
such a relief somewhere. Like I feel quite stripped to my core, kind of,
yeah, I see. I
because
see.
not so much is left then, but it feels good because it feels very close to, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just holding myself and then, you know, like just, yeah, crying, and that feels really good.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, I hear you. Mm.
And then, like, for example, in the night, last night, then, okay, I just go out of bed and I go do some things and I drink tea. And then eventually, yeah, it does get sometimes a little bit less. Yeah.
Mm, mm, yeah.
So that's all good.
It sounds fantastic. It sounds wonderful. In a way of you sound very, very clear and you let the system do what it needs to do and you're taking care.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all you can
I
do.
feel I feel also very much like wanting to be with myself or something, like, you know, like, yeah, like, yeah, I think you know what I mean, like this.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what I also hear and feel, what is shifted is it moved away from, in a certain way, it moved away from putting it onto Max.
Yeah, I've moved away from the outside, because that is what I can feel. I could feel that last night, like going there and then, oh no, I just stay like here, and
Ah,
yeah,
that again is huge, and you just took a breath.
yeah.
Huge.
And it's so strong, this, because before you
Uh,
know it, I'm there again in all kinds of thoughts, and then
absolutely.
making
And then
conversations even in my head and planning like what I will do and how what I will say, and yeah, like all those things. Yeah.
all those things, and you see it, and then you come back. That's huge. Can you see how big that is? Yeah. Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah. And really, because I can also really feel, and I know that it is the truth, that I really don't know anything, only this moment. Yeah.
Only
And that
this
is
moment.
actually a real relief. Wow.
Oh,
It's actually
yeah.
a
And how is
blessing.
this moment? How is this moment?
Yeah.
Mm. That's again, when there's just this moment, that's when the essence of us can show, huh? For the first
And
time.
yeah, and what I feel now a lot is when is that when I'm here, when I'm holding myself, then I feel somehow I see this like a like I see myself at a certain age and how
Oh,
I felt, and I wonder then if that's another story that I'm making up or something to go into something, or if it's just yeah.
it doesn't matter. See, you know, we can wonder then, but that's getting when the mind is getting involved. It's
Yeah,
more, you know, when images come, little movies come even, and it takes you into the place where you can take care. That's wonderful. You don't need to ask where it comes from. It's just, oh, seems like that's I see myself at a certain age, and I'm here now. I'm here now, and I take
yeah,
care. So where it comes from doesn't matter. You don't need to entertain that. You just show up. You show
yeah,
up for whatever it is that shows itself.
yeah.
Isn't it
Because
beautiful?
there was then another mind thing about, oh, maybe I'm going in the sensations or whatever, but and I shouldn't do that. But yeah, no, I'm just there, and then something happens, and yeah,
Absolutely. So when you see it yourself at a certain age, what happens then?
then I
So
feel a lot of love and compassion for that. Um, like I think I see myself at the age that my mom died, and how lost I felt, and
yeah,
yeah, and then that was the last time I got this image, and then I
yeah,
feel like I can hold her, and I can.
yeah,
It
yeah,
feels really nice because
yeah,
I feel for the first time that yeah, like connected to myself or something. Yeah,
yeah. That's it. Don't need to entertain any thought about it, around it. Just you show up. You show up for yourself. You know, is a better word.
yeah,
Mm. It's intense times, yeah? For all of us seems, or for a lot of us, let's say. Mm.
it's good to know that at least that it's not that we're all in it. Then maybe it's
Oh,
not us, it's just the times. Yeah,
yeah, who knows what it is. But I also can see, you know, whoever had the luxury to stop for all those um, sensations that nobody ever wanted to stop for. So, gosh, isn't it the most beautiful thing when there appears somehow in that dream world a being that you can see, oh, that's been me when my mother died, and I felt very lost, and now I'm showing up. Isn't that something comes to peace? Yeah, that's all we long for.
yeah,
Mm. Mm.
and it's so nice to be able to share it with
Mm.
everyone.
Mm. Mm. It is. It's very, very nice. That's also something, you know. Normally we don't make that so public.
No. Yeah, and I'm crying a lot. Um,
Yeah. Sorry for laughing. Please drink a lot so that you can cry a lot.
yeah.
Your sense of humor is intact. That's also wonderful.
Yeah, and the crying is actually feels really good because
Yeah,
then
I
at least
know.
it feels like something can move. Like it feels like sometimes you're so stuck, and then it feels like, ooh,
Yes. Yeah. Crying is good, good medicine.
yeah,
Mm.
I like crying.
Me too. I always loved crying.
Yeah, the period if you cannot cry, that's terrible actually when
Mm.
in the period before or something. Yeah.
Mhm. It is true what you say. it brings something into flow.
Yeah, because actually when I'm in that mind fuck, then it's like there, and
Stuck.
but when I can cry, at least I'm in it, and then poof, yeah, it's like
Yeah, it drops out of the mind into physicality.
yeah.
And then you feel. And the body loves to feel.
It's life, huh?
Sounds all very good, Eva.
Yeah, and it's really, it helps if I just think about one step, uh, like just what's right in front of me. Yeah. It's a gift that life brought me to this point. Of course, when it feels then like, well, life, everything goes always wrong, and everybody else is like, accomplished, and with me it's always fucked. But I'm happy in a way that life brought me to this point because, yeah, when everything is, then there's only this.
Absolutely. So good to let it cry. So good. No need to stop it. No need to control it. No need to kind of keep it in shape. Just letting it cry, whatever that is.
wish I could stay with you forever. So,
In a certain way you do.
yeah, I could feel that when I said it. I could feel that we do. And actually, this night I also I tuned in. It helped also. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah, so you know where I am. That's so beautiful. Where to find me. Yeah. Thanks, Eva. And thanks for hosting us.
My pleasure.
Mhm. Judith.
Hey, Meike.
Hey.
I just got a photo from Sylvie on my WhatsApp, and the baby is there.
Yeah,
It
I
looks
saw.
beautiful. You saw it
Yeah.
already. Ah,
Yes,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Leonard. His name.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Very happy for her.
Me too. Yeah. Yes. Essence to essence.
Yeah. Ah. Touching. Because I feel the pureness of that essence. And it's so touching.
Mm.
Mm. And it is so wonderful, a moment when everything is out of the way and this essence can be here.
Mm.
Wow. Brings tears to my eyes. Mm-hmm. And the beauty then of feeling the body and the fullness and here, just here. And also so touching that simplicity, that it can be so simple if it is all out of the way. Then it's just simple. Ah, tears again. It brings just tears. It's just so touching.
Yeah.
The essence is so touching. Oh, and I feel also the value of doing this in connection. Oh, that that is so rich actually to meet and to be met as one flow. And that felt sense of anchoring.
Mm.
Brings again tears to my eyes. Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Mm.
Thank you.
Mm.
Just grateful. So grateful. So
Sandra.
Hello, everyone, Meike. It's like having the opportunity to be here with all of you. It feels like being in paradise. It's so, and all these wonderful words which have been spoken, Bettina, Eva, Judith, and I'm more in the stage like Bettina and Eva right now.
Ah. Mm. Mm. Mm.
And it's so nice because there's one sentence, Meike, which I never forget, although it's very busy and full of planning, and you need to do until tomorrow, until today, this stuff. Then it's always, the thought always comes up, the body loves to be involved. The body loves the connection. It's always your saying, right? Try to keep the body connected. And
Mm. Mm.
it's not always easy, but it really helps.
I'm glad to hear. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Including the body. Yeah. It's such a phenomenon in a way. It's like the moment the body is not included, very, very, very often anxiety and fear and terror comes in. Like the moment the physicality is a little bit, just a tiny bit included, just, the attention going there. Like, okay, there is a body. Oh, there are hands far out. Something shifts, at least in my experience. So, everyone has to explore that for themselves, because, statements are very, very dangerous in a way. It's just my personal experience. It's like, wow, it does that in my system. And then something else opens. But again, everyone has to explore for themselves.
Here it feels like it is an anchor in a way, because the thought goes, the head and this goes everywhere, right? Could go day and night and during the dreams even, but the body, it's here, physical, connected.
Yeah.
It helps so much, really.
Yeah. The mind is not connected in a way. Huh? The mind is just all over the place. It doesn't even have a body in a certain way. It just is all over the place.
That's so true.
The mind is cold. I mean, that's what they say. The mind is empty. Absolutely empty. You can speak the most amazing words, but if there's not a felt sense of it, it's absolutely empty. isn't it? It's
So true. And it really feels cold, and it's everywhere and nowhere, and could have all colors.
Yep. Yes. So it only becomes something beautiful when the felt sense comes in, and when that felt sense touches another felt sense. It's like, when we sit next to each other and there's that sunrise, for example, and then, we kind of hold hands and whoa, it's that feeling together in a way, sensing together. We could also talk about the sunrise. We can sit there and talk about it, but then we miss most of it, don't we? It's like all of a sudden it becomes cold. It's quite amazing. Try it. Talk about a sunrise with somebody while the sun is rising, or feel it with somebody. It's totally different ballgame.
Over here, it's not so much the sunrise these days. It's rather gray and dark and whitish, but it's quite cold. So when it's really like everyone talks about the cold weather and the snow you see, but I love to take a walk to feel this fresh, cold air in the body, how it re-energizes, and that the body warms up after a while. Oh, so like
there you go. Yes, that's what the body is for. That's what it's for. That's life, what life is for, isn't it? Otherwise it's just mental stimulation, and it becomes empty. And it becomes cold in a different way.
But it still has such a power that it sometimes does not allow to go out, so it's so weird, that break would be needed, but the mind is so, no, this has to be finished, that you stay in for several hours, and then so weird. But at least after these long days right now, it will change again. There's also this knowing that go out. It doesn't matter how cold, how dark, what the time is, just go out. It will calm the system down. It will be so helpful and nourishing overall. And being here now, it's really, it's the best wellness. Connection.
We are good medicine for each other.
Oh, so much. And then there's very often this also a big gratefulness that whatever brought this system on the way to getting to know you all, to get this teaching in a way, or this thinking, that's the best.
Yes. Lucky us. Mm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Laura.
Hello.
Hello. The body included?
Bit frozen.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it being frozen
Mhm.
and vigilant, but I don't know if that means it's included or not,
Mhm.
because it's causing me a lot of trouble, so maybe I'm not including it because it's pissing me off a lot.
How's it feeling, the sound of your voice?
How does the sound of my voice sound?
Now, how does it feel?
How does the sound of my voice feel?
Yeah. You know, it's a frequency and it actually touches everything. It vibrates.
How does the sound of my voice feel?
Yes. And when I feel mine, it goes all the way down. Just this.
I mean, that's like such a good question.
I'm so glad you like it. I'm so glad you like it.
Everybody else asks me stupid questions. That's a good question.
Oh, thank you. That's something to explore. I mean, you know, because especially also with speaking, it can be so overlooked. And, you know, it's like I'm giving you words, but see if the words come and you feel the song. I mean, you know, I'm exploring the same. I'm just, oh, just so good. So good. Feels so good. It's like filling, like my voice, when I feel it, it's like it fills the inside of my torso. Ooh, and then it starts tickling in my throat. It makes me smile, makes this body smile. It's very close, very close.
I think maybe because the relationship to speaking, and if I go by the last couple of days, it hasn't been good. Like what's been spoken, like either from here or what's come in. So that's actually to shift that relationship to even the fact of what we're talking about, there's a different relationship because it's of a nice nature and it's of interest and it's present and it's true, and that's not what I've been experiencing with talking.
But in our exchange here,
It's like, thank you.
Because even when you said that, it's like, oh, I could feel that.
I mean, it's just for someone to shift my attention to something of interest.
I feel it. Yum.
I mean, the body still feels frozen, but there's something else now.
Also amazing that it can be there parallel at the same time, no? As an aspect or whatever that feels frozen, and then something is also different.
Yeah, like I'd love to talk about that more, but you say that.
Me too. I like to talk about that also more. Are you a singer? Do you sing?
Yeah.
Oh. Gosh, you should play with that. You know, if you sing.
Yeah, I mean, not so much on my own, but you know, kirtan is my favorite thing to do.
Oh, wow.
On my own, not so good because I don't really, yeah, but with others,
Maybe, just for fun, you can explore. You don't have to have big songs or just,
yeah,
like
I,
exploring the felt sense of your voice,
yeah,
what it does in the body, if it does anything. But it does something. I mean, while we're speaking about it, our share, at least it does something in my body.
do you sing?
If I can sing,
Do you sing?
I'm a singer. Yes, I love singing. I love singing a lot. I remember when I was, my mother was singing with us children a lot, and somehow, it seemed like we all could sing, or so that was kind of in our upbringing. And then I was always in the choir, and I remember how ecstatic it sometimes was. We have all those different voices and those different melodies in each other. It was ecstatic in my body. I remember that. When those harmonies just went together so well. And the feeling when that voice comes out and it meets those other frequencies. Oh my God. Ecstasy, actually. Everything, there was no thought or nothing. It was actually on the point. Yeah, I remember that. That's why I would go to sing. So I guess you experience something like that when you go to kirtan.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I grew up being told like none of us could sing and we were all terrible singers. So I'm not a singer, like I don't, but if it's with other people, I can merge with them and I can get that. It's the closest I ever get to some clarity and peace.
Wow.
Sometimes, not all the time.
No, I get it. But there again, I really would, recommend just see if you can feel what your voice does to the body. Just
Yeah,
that,
I played a little bit with that harmonium, and that's amazing if you've ever done that.
No, I
Again,
haven't.
I can only do a couple of chords, but to just try and get the voice to match them, it's like,
Oh, okay, yes, I've done that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. Play
Yeah.
like that. How does
There's
it
such,
feel when you do the there? How does that feel? Mm. Gives a breath.
yeah, there's a bit of conflict because I know it's good, and yet there's been such a small and freeze. It doesn't do those things, as we all know. We don't do the things that are good for us when we're,
Yeah. Oh, then forget it. Then let's just enjoy this moment, yeah.
yeah,
Humming along, humming
yeah,
together.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Because otherwise, it goes into that. Oh, yeah, that's what I
Well,
should be doing.
oh, shoot. I'm so glad you told me. I'm so glad you told me. That's not true. I just had that idea somehow. I
And
could
yeah, but
see.
and yet it's nice to talk about it because it brings it to the attention in a much more less resistant way.
Yes.
But I was just aware of a little bit of like, oh, something else I'm not doing.
Yeah, don't. Oh gosh. Phew. No, let's just be. I'm enjoying your voice so much. Since we have this exchange, it's like my system is opened up to that resonance, that frequency. When you say, a few times you said, say, oh, even this, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. It's so intimate voice, isn't it? Somehow it's in here and it goes even, you know, hearing your voice from the inside. Have you ever recorded your voice? It's like, "Whoop, that's me." It
Yeah,
sounds
it's
so different
weird.
from the inside.
Yeah.
You know, those little caves in the head, you know, all the resonance that's happening there. It just sounds different when it's right in
Yeah.
here, when it's out there.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's kind of interesting because I'm talking at this tone because there's people around, and yet I can feel that the way I'm talking is the energy my body needs, and I haven't been able to do that at all. Like when Ava was talking, I'm like, why can't I learn to do this for myself? Like, why can't I learn to do this for myself? And yet this is the tone it's needing. And I'm actually only doing it because I'm trying to keep a bit quiet and a bit because I haven't yet learned to ignore the mind.
Yeah, I think it's not even about ignoring the mind. It's
I
not
believe
about
it all.
Yeah, that's the mind believing the mind. So that actually means you're not in touch with yourself. So the mind believes the mind, you know, that keeps it going. So nothing wrong with that. It's just good to be clear. Really nothing wrong with that. There's something else that, how can we speak about that? The essence. I liked it in the beginning that we were talking about that essence that we are beyond the mind, beyond anything actually, beyond any idea, beyond any belief, beyond, I mean, they say beyond the beyond, 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 the beyond. You know, that's where the mind stops, you know, where mind can't describe anything, where poetry comes in. That's where that, yeah, where the sweetness comes into life through.
Like
Yeah, where that breath happens. It's like a sigh. But it's so sweet. So sweet.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's such an exhaustion.
Yeah. I hear you.
And yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that for any particular reason. I'm just wanting to describe the place it's moving from, maybe.
Say again, please.
Just like that place it's moving from, you know, like.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, just going back to the voice, it's kind of like, where does it even come from?
The voice, huh?
Yeah.
Isn't that absolutely amazing?
Yeah. And we don't even like notice that. And I'm always like, where does that come from? And they're all so different. Like, you know somebody's voice.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you recognize the voice even after you haven't heard it for 10 years.
Yeah. Just noticing some like frustration that I can't bring this curiosity into these moments of difficulty or yeah, I know I'm just aware, like it's such an interest, and yet when I'm confronted by I had somebody kind of arguing with me yesterday, and there's no way I can access this. Imagine if I could say, hey, listen to our voices as they're shouting at me. Like I just, that quality to be able to just I get, it's frustrating that I can't access it.
Up until now. Very, very important. Very important to make that distinction, to not drag things into the future. That's so, so, so important. You really have no clue. I can't tell you how often my system surprised itself and things thought it would never get a breakthrough, and all of a sudden it did it differently.
That's how it feels. Yeah, no, I'm never getting a breakthrough. I'm just getting stuck in the same place again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
And yet, yeah, it's possible, of course.
It is. Absolutely. And you have no clue when and if it changes, but it is possible. If it's possible here, it's possible everywhere. That's all I know. That's all I know. And especially if there's an interest. And you know, there's also another thing. I know you know that because we've spoken about that before. But it is absolutely impossible if there's an upset in the system that meets another upset. Systems are in survival mode, and they are totally on automatic. Everything you've learned, everything you know, everything you're seeing is not available. It's only after the fact, when it slowly winds itself down again. Oh, all of a sudden seeing comes in. Slowly but surely, and then, okay, then we beat ourselves up and stuff, but I'm not talking about that.
Mm,
Just talking about when that excitement, when excitement comes towards us, or for whatever reason, our system is excited and goes out.
mm,
It's fully on automatic in survival mode, and it is on automatic. It can't do differently. It's not possible
no,
for it.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had two big incidences of that in the last 2 days, and it's incredible how. And then the aftermath today is the exhaustion of my body going into this freak out and survival, and just, yeah. No, there's nothing I could do. There was nothing I could do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it made a difference to my system realizing that. Because then you could at least, a little bit of gentleness could come in by seeing, oh wow, it can't do different. It's just not possible. It's just how it works.
I find though that now I try and avoid any situation where that might happen, and then that's exhausting.
Yeah, that's just a trick. It's, what our systems are longing for, and it is a journey, is that they slowly but surely learn how to self-regulate. I mean, I'm on it since years and years and years, and still, I don't know if that ever ends. I have no clue. But that's what my system is so interested in, because it has also had so much success with, all of a sudden it could regulate situations where it normally would have been lost, and then for days maybe. And it has learned to regulate itself through situations, or take care about itself, which was not possible for most of its life. So that's what my system does. It's a passion. By now it's a passion to regulate itself, even if it seems like it's regulated.
Mm.
Yeah, just to evolve deeper and deeper and deeper into presence, actually, because it's only a regulated nervous system that allows the body to be present. If I'm sitting here all over the place and I'm totally excited, there's no meeting possible. There's no meeting
Yeah.
possible.
That's the thing. My daily life is so overstimulating all the time. It,
Yeah,
yeah,
yes,
yeah. And my job is all about trying to problem solve for people, and I just can't.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Again,
So
I'm not speaking it to make meaning. I'm just speaking it so it's out.
no, I hear you. That's for most of us. It's like that. So, and then we start.
Yeah,
We start somewhere. Just that we have this conversation
yeah,
is again
yeah,
the start.
yeah. That's why I just speak it so it's not in my system.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why that's one of my offers in a way, to
Yeah,
show everyone how to come
another.
slowly but surely here in
Yeah,
this moment. But
yeah,
it is an ongoing, call it exploration, or it's a passion. Here it is a passion. It's a deep, deep, deep interest. How can this system bring this gift into its environment because it knows how it's possible to live. So it's a passion right here, where nobody can mess up, which is fantastic. Mm.
Don't stop. It's just starting to wriggle a little bit.
Oh, sweetest pie. Ah, there's a bit of movement happening. It's very, very nice. Mm. Mm. Let's never stop.
Mm.
Why should we? Huh? Why should we ever stop with this? Mm. It's such good medicine. Maybe some other good medicine comes in, then we do that. That's so fun.
This'll do.
This will do.
Thank you very much.
Mm. You too. Oops. Marina.
Hi, Meike.
Hello. Mm.
I'm going to say something. I'm interested in that, in the question you asked Laura at the beginning, you know, about being in the body, because I often feel like I am, and yet anxiety's been happening quite often, quite sort of suddenly, coming and going. Then figure I'm not. You know,
So I just, first of all, I must say, I'm not saying being in the body. I'm saying including.
including, yeah.
Yeah. For me, there's a big distinction. It's a big difference. Being in the body and including the body, including physicality. Yeah. So, and then second, what happens? Can you track, or do you have maybe a vague memory of what happens just before anxiety comes in? So let's see if you can get, you know, you maybe you don't have a memory of that, but make that an exploration. It's like, what happened? What happened? What happened? So physicality is included. There you walk along, and then out of the blue, or you know, I don't know. I'm just suggesting little things. See what happens.
So what happens
when
just before? just before.
Just
Yeah.
before. And I know you have to slow it down really strongly because it is so fast. Normally, it goes so quick. It's like out of the blue quite often. And then see
Yeah.
if you can slow it down. Yeah.
Oh,
Chuk.
okay.
Yeah. It's like you get an injection or something. It's like,
yeah.
yes. And then you got to see if you can slow it down so much that you can find that point. Wow, that's actually what happened here. And that's how I go about those things.
Okay. All right.
Because I
Yeah.
know you have here, there is so much inclusion. But you know, something must happen that, you know, the word disconnect comes. That there's all of a sudden a slight disconnect happening. However that happens, I don't know for you. But you know, out of the blue, there must be a disconnect somewhere, because you know how it is. If there's a connection, a felt sense of connection, all is well. It's just like that.
Yeah.
You can be in the weirdest situation, you can be in the weirdest circumstance. If there's a felt sense of connection, all is well. You just, nothing can touch. Nothing.
Yeah.
Because you notice everything, you see everything, you feel everything, and whoa, here you are, like a rock.
Yeah.
Unshakable. So
Yeah.
something must happen.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I had that it was last Saturday with friends at the cafe. It was noisy, it was hot, but I felt
Noisy, hot.
yeah, noisy, hot, and I felt
Yeah.
so good, so here, so present. Because
Yeah.
I was with friends, I had someone's hand, there was a group of friends, and I've been spending a lot of time alone because I haven't physically felt quite up to it lately, and it's weird because it's because of this anxiety. Like and then it stops me from, then I isolate. So I know part of it is not enough connection, perhaps with I have connection with nature and with the ocean, and on Zoom I've got a qigong group, but yeah, like physical people.
Mm.
That's where the mind goes. That's where it explains it out.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got to slow it down. That
Yeah.
how can I invite that in a different way? It's so the mind, the mind is a bit useless here.
Yeah.
It's more, okay, there is, well, here you are,
Yeah.
and then something happens. So now it goes so fast that it's very compressed in a way. So there's no space in that. The happening is not really showing every detail of what's actually going on, what actually happened. So that's why that slowing down stretches it out. So that you get a sense of, wow, this is what happened there. Oh, okay, now I can play with that. Oh, can I come back here? Can I include this? Can I, okay, that was just a feeling or whatever. I don't know, So if you can go about it that way, I mean, I'm just suggesting, but there is, wow, here you are, and all of a sudden anxiety. What happened? What happened? So for me, slowing down helps to stretch that moment of when it happens and goes into anxiety. Because that when I slow it down, it gives me it gives more space to see actually what happened. Yeah, it's like, you know, I know you did the SE trainings, so I'm not sure if they showed it there, but you know, when you work with somebody and they had a trauma, for example, an accident, and somebody had a blackout, you know, how you step in there, you really slow it down because it's still there, it's in the subconscious, it's there, but you slow it that much down so that you can access what actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm suggesting. So you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I know, and I don't know if I can do it, but I'll
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, but that's if it is of any interest for you, then you
Yeah,
find a
it is,
way.
definitely.
Yeah, I find it extremely interesting how from one moment to the other the system is in freak out or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
that walks along, yummy in itself, or you know, just all is well, and woof, it's like a bomb came into the whole
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened? And all I know is the slowing down that gives the space for seeing. Well, you got to be very present so that you
Yeah.
don't miss that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It keeps you here. It keeps you here. Yes, it keeps you here. It really keeps you here. Mm. Mm. It happens all, you know, I don't know how many times a day it happens. It doesn't have to go into anxiety immediately, but you know, that it throws us out of our center. You know, there you are, all is well, and walk along and out of the blue, something happens. And as if you've been thrown out of your home.
Yeah, and it's in situations like I was with my son and his wife, really enjoying them, and we were on the beach, so we'd just been in the water for a long time talking, and I literally was sitting there on the beach with them, and it came, and then we started to walk, and my body just needed to move, and it went, but I didn't catch when it was a situation that the mind goes, well, why? I'm with people I love. I'm in a place I love.
But there you go. If you entertain those
Yeah.
thoughts,
Yeah.
you are in a cycle of entertaining the mind. That doesn't work. If you can't, you have to stay fresh in the fresh exploration, you know, yes, like this. Yeah. So, oh, you have to come from curiosity. Otherwise, if you come from what's wrong with me? Why? There's no reason. Yeah. No, you have to come with curiosity. Wow, I wonder what happened. But maybe it's not even interesting because your system naturally went for a walk and then it moved, it passed.
And that has happened often where the body, there's no way it can stand still, has to move. It absolutely has to.
Fantastic.
Even if I'm in the car driving, it's still moving.
Yeah.
It's moving.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just catching that moment before.
Yeah, maybe, you know, just slow, but that's already amazing information. So you know that when these situations come, for whatever reason, the body likes to move. Yeah, that's fantastic. Staying curious with that is, I'm so glad we got that also. The distinction between, you know, trying to figure it out with the mind, and but coming already from what the heck, actually all is well, and why? That is not the place for exploration. That's not an exploration. The exploration is always coming from curiosity, like a scientist. Like, oh, I'm really curious. I want to take things apart. It's like, let me, this screw here and this screw, and gosh, what happens when I take it apart? Otherwise, you will, gosh, anxiety will even get bigger. It always does.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a new thing, but I've had it for quite a few months.
Yes, but gosh, now you're curious.
Yeah, I am. I'm curious because as I say
Yeah.
that, even though it's not been very nice, I'm kind of like, oh, this will be
Absolutely.
a bit
That's
of
the
excitement
way.
about looking into it.
Yes. That's fantastic. That's the way, Marina. That's the way. Makes sense also, doesn't it? Yeah. And then maybe you can slow it down. You know, and you use all the tools that you've learned, that you've gotten in your life for exploring this. Scientist Marina, and let us know. Let us know what you found out.
Yeah.
Let's compare notes.
That's good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, my dear friends. Thanks all for coming, for showing up. Love and peace.